shootings in India. I know what shooting at a crowd in a cramped space feels like. This is the saddest thing I've read today. I stand with you from Mumbai, lots of love. I've been to Pulse before as a straight male with a few of my lesbian and gay friends. It's a wonderful spot and everyone there was respectful, friendly, and easy to talk to. It's awful that the LGBT community was targeted with this tragedy. My heart breaks for the victims and their families and my best wishes goes out to them. As if Christina Grimmie's unwarranted murder wasn't enough unnecessary violence, just to find out another person was on the way to the LA Pride Parade with guns and explosives. What the fuck is happening to the world? Pride is continuing as planned in LA. The terrorists don't win today. If this guy thinks that shooting up one nightclub will deter Americans from joining in assembly, he is sorely mistaken. We will party harder and longer. We will go out at night to bars and clubs and celebrate what it means to be an American. For the lives of our forefathers that fought for freedom. For the innocent lives lost today. And for the future loss of lives that will mostly likely be spent to win this war on terrorism and fear. Fuck you random asshole. Fuck you ISIS and all other organizations of hate. We pour one out for all our homies that just wanted to enjoy their Saturday night and have some fun. You did not die in vain. We will continue to enjoy life as you did. We will not be afraid of acts of terror. We will stand in solidarity for you and the future of the world. One love. For those who are Amazon Prime members, Amazon is delivering to the blood donation centers using their same-day Prime Now option. The address is 1 Blood 379 W Michigan, St. Orlando, Florida 32806. I just sent over 2 cases of water, 2 20-pack snack bags of chips and 2 cases of juice. It's the least I could do to a city that has brought my family so much joy. Fox News report --6 surgeons completed 26 surgeries overnight. God bless those heroes. Remember the victims. Forget the killer. May his name and face be forever forgotten. This is my home and my community. My fiancé and I had our first kiss at Pulse. If this had happened a few years ago, I could have easily been there with all of my friends. Heartbroken. This is from the Daily Beast. Greater than Daniel Gilroy, who worked with Mateen at the facility, told Florida Today that he was unhinged and unstable. He talked of killing people. Gilroy added that he complained to G4S about Mateen's odd, often bigoted, behavior, to no avail. Eventually, Mateen began stalking Gilroy, leaving him 30 or more text and phone messages per day. Gilroy eventually quit. There seems to always be a sign that a mass shooter is unhinged in some way that goes completely ignored. This guy tried but nobody cared. When are people going to take stuff like this seriously? As a gay man, this breaks my heart for my community. However, this is not something I will ever let sway me and my pride and how far myself and my community have come. This is our chance to prove to the world that no matter what happens, we will not let fear change us or make us into equally as hateful people, because that's exactly what radical homophobes are trying to attain. Evil is strong and can cause pain, but love mends and defends. Blessings to all those affected by this tragedy. I'm sure this will get buried. But I wrote a Chrome extension https://chrome.google.com/webstore/details/this one horrible asshole/lahokkankchnfingfingilkdaul to replace the names of shooters/bombers/perpetrators of senseless and hateful violence with this one horrible asshole in order to stop giving attention to these murderers. This is gonna be buried, and I'm okay with that. In the late 90s, this could have been me and my best friends. We were out every weekend, hitting up the popular gay bars and dancing until the sun came up. We didn't have a care in the world. Just damn. My heart hurts. My cousin was there and was shot. Updates from family are saying she is in critical but stable condition. Jesus fuck man, what the fuck is wrong with people? My heart is breaking for all the families that have lost a loved one. Hello there r/news. Homophobic shooter? Worst mass shooting in US history. I live about 45 minutes from Orlando and have so many friends who frequent this nightclub. I am praying right now. Not sure if any of them were there during this, but such a horrible moment. Disgraceful behavior. At this point I'm not really what's going on anymore. I feel terrible to the victims and their families. Edit, my brother has some friends who died in the shooting. Truly devastating. If 9/11 happened today, would it be censored by Reddit? So I imagine that Obama will give a televised speech about this shooting sometime today? It would make sense since this shooting is now, unfortunately, historic in its death toll. I wonder what the police tactics were on this one. I hear the gunman took hostages and started executing. I'll be so pissed if it's a repeat of Columbine where the police waited outside for hours while those kids were getting executed. Is there an accurate timeline of events? Not confirmed, but I've seen reports of it lasting hours and am wondering what prevented entry. The mods here deserve some recognition. It's up to AskReddit, a sub that has nothing to do with news, to host an uncensored discussion about the largest massacre in the past 15 years. Edit, in the US. Unacceptable that it got to this. Respect for the mods here. Terrifying and devastating. If you're a member of the LGBT community in Central Florida, from Ocala to Tampa to Titusville, you've been to Pulse at least once. To us this didn't just happen in our backyard, it happened in our living room. While this attack is deplorable, it really shows just how much this country has changed towards the LGBT community in the 40+ years since the upstairs lounge arson attack. People are actually concerned for their family who might have been there. Cemeteries will likely accept the bodies for burial. People will lay claim to their deceased gay family members. The general mentality is that the victims didn't deserve this, whereas this was a very different case 40 years ago. Shooter being Muslim is going to lead to Trump getting a lot more support. This story hits so many buttons. Domestic terrorism, radical Islamic terrorism, Muslim immigrants, religious attacks on gays, guns probably legally purchased, assault rifles, Latino population, Florida gun laws, another mass shooting, media spin. It's like every hot button issue of the day rolled into one horrible tragedy. It's quite fascinating actually watching the debate over motives and issues with this particular shooting. On Reddit and mainstream media, it's all about the terrorism aspect and possible ties to Islamic radicals. Yet on Twitter and Facebook, the debate hasn't even touched on these aspects of the massacre, and instead it's focusing LGBT rights, discrimination, and homophobia within the United States. They're blaming this attack solely on discrimination and homophobia, and entirely omitting any religious causes. While I think both aspects can be attributed to the motive of this shooter, it's interesting to watch the way different online communities focus on different parts of the story / spin the story to focus on their views. Edited with some examples from Twitter. Dot was married for a time to a woman from New Jersey. That woman told the Washington Post that he repeatedly abused her during their marriage, which lasted from April 2009 to July 2011. He was not a stable person, the ex-wife said. He beat me. He would just come home and start beating me up because the laundry wasn't finished or something like that. Mateen had pledged allegiance to ISIS, according to officials from the Department of Homeland Security. ISIS recently declared online that its followers should mount attacks to mark the approach of the holy month of Ramadan. For anyone who is in Florida and was considering donating blood or plasma, come back on Tuesday to your local blood drives since they have already reached the need volume for today. So come back on Tuesday when the next round is needed.